Hey, Stewart's Chapel, Don Pierson, and this is January the 3rd, Monday, January the 3rd, and Don Counts is here with me, and we are going through a series of devotions in the presence of predators. We're looking at the little foxes, coming off of Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15, and little foxes are destructive as well. Today, I want to look at number 4, a little wandering eyes. A little wandering eyes. There's two sections of scriptures that I want to look at. One is found in the Ten Commandments, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 21. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. And then in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. Listen to this one. Some of you will know this one. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And so, you're thinking covetousness and the love of money, straying away from the truth. I want to tell you, man, sadly, this story I'm about to tell, I could probably tell 100,000 times because it happens all the time, and it happens in different ways. This actually is way too close to home for me. There was a friend of mine that began to experience a little wandering eyes. Actually, he had that problem for some time. This little wandering eyes for him was related to the opposite sex. He was married, had some children, but he had a tendency to flirt. But he did it so secretively that most of the time his own spouse, wife, didn't know it, and his kids didn't know it. And then all of a sudden, after years and years of marriage, he's announcing to his wife that he wants a divorce, that he has found someone else. Now, he didn't just find someone else just that minute. It wasn't all of a sudden, hey, there's the one. No, he had been wandering with his desire. He had, because you see, this whole thing here is rooted in covetousness. He had a desire where he covenanted something that belonged to someone else. And he followed that coveting all the way to the end. He jumped in, he devoured that, destroyed that person's relationship with their spouse, and he destroyed his relationship with his kids and his spouse. And it's been many, many years since this has happened. And this individual has tried to come back, but every time he tries to come back, he finds something else that his eyes lust after or covet, and he just keeps doing it. He is far from the Lord right now. He continues to follow it. Well, sometimes it's not a person that causes us to covet. I think that's interesting that God, in His incredible wisdom, states not only coveting a man's wife or wife, but also their land, their house, their possessions. The love of money is dealt with in 1 Timothy in a sense of strain, because what it is, the person with the love of money has their eyes set on something other than the Lord. And because of that, they are easily led astray. They're led astray not by the money. They're led astray by their love for money or possessions. And again, I can tell you tons of stories where I've seen individuals pay the price because they followed after possessions. Sometimes this wandering eye is all about power, positions. I think it's interesting when Jesus talks about the Pharisees, this was one of their sins. They loved the best seats. That's more than just being first in line in a meal. That's more than being noticed. They loved the best seats. In other words, they loved the titles. Most of them sat in in places, in positions of power in the Sanhedrin and other places. And the thing is about the Pharisees and that hypocrisy, the Bible says they always get what they want. And I have found that those who have wandering eyes generally eventually get what they're after, whether it be another woman or another man, whether it be money, possessions, power, titles. They usually get what they get, what they're after, because the craving is so strong. They give everything to it. The problem is with this, they lose everything too. They lose everything. This little fox kills the vine. This little fox destroys them. They may get what their eyes are set. Even Jesus said that the Pharisees aim to be seen. And it says, and they have their reward, which means they get what they're after. Just because you get what you covet does not mean that you're in a better place. Most often, when you get what you get from wandering eyes, one day you wake up and you're far worse than you ever realized. Do you need to wake up? Love you, Stuart Chapel.